This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski,
featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
Where do you think it's going to go with the Supreme Court once they hear the actual arguments? They hear or they see the transcript. They see exactly what Judge Gull was intending, or she expresses what she was intending in that closed door meeting. Where do you think that goes in terms of his attorneys being reinstated or not? And also her involvement with this case going forward?
Well, of course, part of it will come down to what was actually said behind closed doors. But I see a problem with not releasing that transcript because, again, does it fall into the category of if it released, somebody could suffer harm. Mm-hmm. If it's released, can it expose, part of the case that the prosecution is working on? Well, the answer to both of those is no. Mm-hmm. And typically those are the reasons that you seal.
Yeah. And
so I don't think it's going to have the reasons that you seal in place. I will be surprised, but it's, I've been surprised before at times if they don't release that. Mm-hmm. And I'm dying to see it.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't imagine what she said.
Well, that's an interesting thing to me because we're talking, she now has the 27th, I believe, to come back with the transcript and these answers. Why does it take, we're now talking, she's had several delays on this, 2 or 3 weeks to come up with basically a piece of factual information that should already be there, that you just, here it is, here's what it is. Why so long?
Well, she's trying to come up with case law, and it's not just her, right? She has her clerks working for her. She has probably grad students working for her and trying to come up with case law that would show why an in-camera meeting should not be made privy to the public. That's what she's going to try to show, something very similar where the law has already been made so that the court can just follow the already made law. I think she's going to struggle with that.
Yeah. It's going to be real interesting to see exactly what comes out of this. Do you see anything damning enough where the Supreme Court makes some sort of ruling of changing the judge up in this case? I mean, has that happened before? Can that happen?
Well, it certainly can happen. It's already happened in this case. Mm-hmm. In a way, I suppose it wasn't ordered. Judge Diener, the previous judge, took himself off the case for a variety of reasons. She could do that. She could be ordered off the case. But the question I think that is going to be interesting that the Supreme Court is going to be deciding, Supreme Court of Indiana, that is was leaving photos, crime scene photos, on a table that is within your conference area, that is within your law office, is that considered gross negligence?
Yeah.
Certainly negligent. It's negligent.
Yeah.
That anybody else could have come in there and that they didn't. We don't even know, were they in a folder and the person was snooping? I mean, there's a lot that's not, a lot of details that aren't super clear, but nevertheless, that's what that court is going to decide. And then to me, they've got to decide, well, if it was gross negligence, like Judge Gull said, that was her reason for kicking him off. Mm-hmm. They were gross negligent. If they decide it is gross negligent, then you have to weigh, well, does gross negligence in one instance with these facts equal removing your lawyers and extending your time in a federal prison, in a top security prison facility? Does that equate, that should be the punishment? That this person can't have the lawyers they want. So that it's big. I think they should be reinstated, quite frankly, and I think the transcript should come out. But of course, I'm not a Supreme Court justice, so
we'll see where this goes. Hopefully there's more transparency and less kind of crooked behind the scene things going on at that level than has been going on in Delphi itself. All right.
Yeah, I fully believe we can trust the Indiana Supreme Court. They've made it very clear they're not messing around, and I don't think Judge Gull has any strings she's going to be able to pull by watching what's happening, not getting another extension past the 27th, as well as these rulings, this unsealing that she's doing. So I can't wait. So say the 27th comes, she finally gets her briefs in on why she should keep all of this secret and why she should keep them off the case. it's going to take them a while to mull through everything and to make a decision, likely in writing.
Sure.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.